got that shit too. So yeah.
But yo, did y'all hear about the latest verses? The latest verses between wheels and doors. There's a global debate all around TikTok right now. I know.
I see that
Global
shit.
debate all around TikTok right now about what
if we say something wild, it's accidental.
are there more doors or wheels in the world?
Yeah, this is detrimental.
And it seems like such a simple question,
But it's
but
not.
when you really start to think about it,
smoother than an instrumental.
I don't know. Where do you stand? Personally, I think I'm on the side of doors. Feel me?
Yeah, this is
Are you
I think I'm on
crazy?
the side of doors.
Are you freaking crazy, bro?
How am I crazy?
Wheels?
Bro,
Do you know how many cars there are in the
Okay,
world? I mean, but
Okay, every car has four doors.
But if
Feel
you
me?
think about it now, yeah, right. I car say has that four wheels. car Well, does doors, but you
well,
also got-
no. Not every car has four doors. There are coupes.
That's true. That's true. But you also got to think about it. Like, there's also civilizations in the world. That's why I'm thinking like deep because I thought about this shit when I thought about it. Right? Hella doors. Hella doors. Nobody lives there, but there's still doors. Does that count, right?
Wait, what did you say?
Like places that people don't live. You know, like them old civilizations, like nowhere
You mean like
nobody
a
lives.
hut? Like somebody living in a hut?
No, not nobody living there. I'm just talking about just like a random ass place. Just like there's no house, there's like houses there. Nobody lives there. Those are still doors. Doors that people don't use. Basically, that counts. Things like that. Just like cars that's not being moved. Like
Oh,
shit
you mean like
that.
an abandoned house?
Yeah. Just like a bunch of
We're
those.
just talking about
So
doors
that's what I'm
wheels
talking
that
about.
exist in the world, not that are in use. Of course, there's going to be plenty of. I mean,
So
just
that's why
as many old tires in the dump. But I mean,
that's
just think
why
about this. Think about like a household. Let's just go to a household. There's more doors in a household than there are wheels outside.
Well, all right. So time
So
out.
wait, there's also one more thing. If we also talking about wheels outside. What about wheels inside? Like wheels on a vacuum or
wheels on my chair.
Wheels on a chair, or you know what I mean? Things
Bruh.
like that. Wheels on a skateboard.
Bruh, this laptop, the whole pod set, my booth is sitting on 6 wheels.
So like, you're counting gears and stuff as wheels?
No, you wouldn't count gears. You would count gears as wheels. No,
like does the trunk
no.
I wouldn't count gears.
No. Like the table that my booth sits on is sitting on 6 wheels.
Yeah,
I'm looking at 2 wheels on the Graco pack and play. I got the vacuum over here that got 2 wheels on it.
What counts as a door? Like, is a doorway a door? Can I get a half a point?
No,
that's a doorway.
That's a doorway. There's no actual like privacy is all open.
I think as far as worldwide, there are far more civilizations that don't have cars but still have homes. Almost where I think Wayne was talking about, like where like there's like in a third world country, there's far more homes than there are cars.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So like I'm getting dubs just off the third worlds.
Nah, not even that, bro. Because they got
Think about like Rio, how they set up in Rio. Like you've seen pictures of Rio, how they like houses are stacked on top of each other. Hella doors.
Hella doors.
Okay.
No cars. Barely any cars.
I'm out. And how do you think they get the furniture up those steps? They use
on 2
dollies.
wheels. That's fine.
Third world country. They got
2 wheels.
They got the old school dollies. The wood joints. You know about them.
Wheelbarrows some wheelbarrows got 2 wheels.
The early civilization wheelbarrows. You know
how many wheels you got on your wheelbarrow?
Right.
So I wish my wheelbarrow had 2 wheels. That would make it much easier to utilize. But the one wheel is straight.
Let's get into it. What's it looking like, people? It's your Captain Sense, aka Hubcap. There's a lot of wheels out there, but there are far more doors. I'm here.
I respect it, mightily.
Semi respect that. What it is, people, is your boy LD Wade, aka March Madness Hugh. Shout out my Duke Blue Devils. We out here.
What's crackalacking, people? It's the champion, Web D, aka Husky Web. You know what I'm saying?
Husky, you really are Husky. You really are.
So quick story about that. So like when I was growing up,
you were chunky.
I was a fat. I was
Husky
chunky
too. I wore the Husky.
I was Husky. My sister, shout out to my sister Gus, used to call me Husky Boy. So if you want to slander me, there it is. Yeah. I mean, it was. Like it was all out of love. I mean, like
he hella husky.
you know what I'm saying. Like I was definitely my family's uh
Little
lovable,
Terrio, you a little Terrio?
like the little baby fat kid. Yeah.
Cat feeling vulnerable today. I respect it.
Yeah.
It's a special occasion. It's episode 50. Shout out to us. Welcome to episode 50 of the Detrimental Podcast. Boy, oh boy, did I ever think we would get to episode 50? If you ever asked me if we can get to 50, I'd be like, nah, B. We got to go 50. You know what I'm saying? But we got to episode 50. So shout out to us, yo.
Can't
Like,
got no
Shout
faith
out
in
to
us,
us.
yo. First off, he had no faith in us. You hear what he said? No, like, damn.
I don't respect none of y'all, not even a little bit.
Yo, so here's a
I know
random question. Here's a random question around the number 50.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What was the last thing you spent 50 beans on?
Gas, probably.
Yo.
Yo, no joke. He got a great gas.
Yeah, I spent 50. I spent 52 beans
Just drop 50.
on gas. Easy.
I cried at the pump. I did. I cried. 50 beans.
Besides gas, probably some takeout. Like,
$50 on takeout?
Yeah, that's possible.
price has gone up.
I
These
mean,
days.
hold on a second. Let me think
for like
about
a dinner
this.
plus delivery and tip.
Oh
like,
yeah. I see. Like,
Right, you gotta get dessert. I'm sorry, I always get dessert when
not from takeout though. I'd rather just.
I do. If I get it from a restaurant, I'm definitely getting it. I'm definitely getting a dessert. I am.
Well, you know what, and like next time you guys come out here and we have a mob out in like my little area, Connecticut, there's this place called the Recovery Room. Really good food, pizza. They have like these specialty pizzas, and they're small, but they're like $20 a pop.
I mean, next time y'all come out to Connecticut, there's this place called My Kitchen. I'll be putting in work. All right,
Cat burns food.
I don't. Sir, don't you ever disrespect me. The critics know.
Welcome to episode 50. Shout out to the listeners. Shout out to the viewers, followers, commenters, the likers, and the lurkers. Shout out to Dami G. We couldn't get him back for episode 50, but we sure did try. Dami G, big part of Detrimental Podcast, even still. Episode 50 is just as much yours as it is ours. So shout out to Dami G one time. We gotta write a letter to the warden, get his schedule right.
Word,
Warden
man.
don't respect Dami G. Warden be having Dami G on the clock 24/7.
On the clock, working hard.
I mean, I respect it.
Anyways, let's
What was that?
He works hard for the money.
Nah, it didn't hit the first time, bro. You can't bring it back.
didn't, so
it didn't hit the first time. So you can't bring it back. He's still trying.
Come on, son.
Nah.
Disney's greatest. Anywho, let's get the good old recap going. First things first, some somber news. Rest in peace to Scott Hall, legendary wrestler and legend, passed away at the age of 63. Rest in peace to I wasn't the biggest Scott Hall fan, but I respect this whole conglomerate. He was pretty cool. He was a little before my time, I think, before I got into wrestling, but I still knew who he was through NWO.
Mm-hmm.
And I might have rocked a toothpick solely because of Scott Hall. So shout out to Scott Hall.
Yes, that is true. That is definitely true. Bro, just coming in and say AO, bro, like the whole world was crazy.
Couldn't pull off the slick back. But
bro,
I could pull off the toothpick.
if you ever pull off a slick back, I don't think we can be friends, bro.
Yo, yeah, like Mylan, if I ever see you out here with a permed fro, a permed patty, slicked back,
I don't know, B.
jump out the window, bro.
Yeah, anybody out there who trying to do Photoshop, please. Anybody out there know how to do Photoshop? Yo, Tyler, Rob, Photoshop Scott Hall hair onto me. I need to see that. I need to see myself
with the toothpick,
slick back, and the toothpick.
With the toothpick, guy had a toothpick. It gotta be.
Just hop on the 2K and just change the hairdo on your guy.
I'm about to do that on 2K and GTA. Rocking the Scott Hall. I'm
not passing
I'm rocking a slick back for homage, bro.
I'm in GTA, I'm a body you on site.
I'm bodying you all site. Just cause. As soon as I
come on, son.
Bow.
Yeah, he did just
Scott Hall. Let me rock this Scott Hall on the streets. Anywho's, as we prophesized or spoke about last episode, daylight savings time. The Senate has passed the bill. The U.S. Senate has passed the Sunshine Protection Act that would make daylight savings time permanent in 2003. Now this bill still needs to pass the House of Representatives before Joe signs off it, but we basically called it. So shout out to us.
So
We
wait,
called our shot. We called our
I
shot.
just want to be. I just want to ask the question because are we gonna get the daylight saving where we get like later days, like it's dark at like 7 o'clock, not 4:30? Because I hate the dark.
That's a good question, bro. I have no
Cause,
idea
cause, bruh,
what
4 o'clock.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
wild.
like. Will it still get dark at different times of the year?
no.
No.
The reason
No, I'm
why
talking
it
about
gets
like will it fall on the? You know how he says it's gonna change? Will
Well, I
it
hope they
change?
stop us in this one. 'Cause
Yeah,
this,
that's what I'm saying. Like, does it
I don't
stop
want the.
here?
Yeah,
Because
that
I
would be
hate.
trash.
Right,
Hold up. I'm kind of shut now.
right.
That
You
would
got
be trash if they stopped us in the 4 and when it gets dark at 4 p.m. I'm not with that at all.
like,
no, no, no,
am I
no,
the only one that thought about this? Like,
no,
because you
no,
gotta think
no, no,
about
no,
it.
no, no.
That's what I'm
The
saying.
reason the reason why
Right, go ahead, Wally. Explain.
so the reason why we're in daylight savings, right, is like we turn the clocks back
Mm-hmm.
in the spring so that our spring summer days are longer and we get more time during the days, and then when we get to the fall winter we turn the clocks forward. I might be mixing this up.
I feel like you are. I kind of hear it.
I'm sorry, but either way, you know what I mean, right? We turn the clock so that the evening starts sooner in the
Right.
winter
Well,
months.
wait. Isn't
Right.
this some also some farmer stuff? That's what.
Yeah,
That's what
it is
Blake's saying?
absolutely related to, but this is when, like, I mean, like, still, I mean, like if you look at like how we get our food, our produce, our meat, and everything else, like, you know what I'm saying, farmers needed more daylight to do
So,
that kind of stuff. So that's why,
Correct. So
but like,
so we cool with it getting dark at 7 p.m.
I
As
am.
long
I
as
mean,
that's
yeah.
where
yeah.
we at, and that's where we at.
So wait. So back in the day, Wiley, you made this vote because you just like you did back in the BTR. This is you. That's
so
all you
like
did.
back in the day,
You did. You did.
I was on the team after. Well, first off, after I was on the team that wrote the Declaration of Independence with Thomas J,
I bet you did.
I was the only black dude in the room, by the way.
You wore a white wig too.
What did you say? So for those who don't know, because like we're bringing you behind the curtain of our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like when I was in college, they used to call me, what was it, 40? Because I just looked older than every other college student, and so then the joke always was Wiley so old that, and then we would proceed with something like he taught Jesus how to walk on water, like something ridiculous.
That was funny though. I remember
You
that
and
one.
Thomas J share blazers, basically. Like you share gowns with this nigga. And knee high socks.
We shared a wig. We shared the wig. We shared the Thomas Jefferson wig, man.
Yo, but hey, I hope Joe Biden signs off on this daylight savings joint, and Sleepy Joe, he's around.
He definitely around.
In final recap news, the people have spoken. The listeners have spoken, and according to the listeners, Space Jam is the greatest basketball movie of all time. So first things first, shout out to the listeners and our followers who participated in our detrimental March Madness basketball movie bracket. Shout out to y'all.
I respect it too.
And the people have spoken. Space Jam, greatest basketball movie of all time. Do you respect it? Web D, you look distressed.
Well, before we get to like do we respect it or not, I wanted to say shout out to everybody who hit the detrimental DM, chopping it up with us.
Mm-hmm.
Some folks were seriously questioning why people were voting for certain things, and I kind of respect it, right? Like, like a movie like Above the Rim, even though it made it to like the final four, should have been up there at the top. But I think for Space Jam,
I mean, Final Four is good,
but Space Jam, I think it's kind of like the same conversation we've had about like Drake versus this rapper or that rapper. It's more pop culture. It's more. It can be. It's a movie that can be transcended across cultures. Right.
It's a legend.
It's a legend.
How you gonna choke a legend?
You can't choke a legend. But a movie like He Got Game is much more in the spirit.
It's a hood classic.
It's a hood classic, but it's much more in the spirit of what basketball is like for, to be very honest, to be very frank, for black people, for black men, right? And that's what that experience is, right? And
But for a kid playing basketball with Bugs Bunny,
it's dope.
feel me? So like Space Jam gets
That's
the dub.
dope.
Feel me? You?
mm, I'm with it because Space Jam is was a Hall of Fame movie. First off, because Michael Jordan, he saved the Looney Tunes. You gotta remember that. But it was. I feel like I don't know, bro. Some movies got knocked off too early, like Coach Carter for me. Uh, I mean, Glory Road was a good movie. I don't know if anybody ever saw that movie. It was based on a
It's
true
a great
story.
movie.
That's a great movie. It's based on a true story.
Must not have been that good.
It must
Oh.
not have been that good, bro. I was kind of, I'm still proud that that one did it because if anybody
Like Mike made it to the semis. Feel me?
that's the one that pissed me off right there.
Like
All right?
Mike
Like
made it to
Mike
the
should
semis.
never made
That's,
that far.
that's what I was aiming for. Sorry, excuse my
Shout out
language.
Kelvin.
Who the fuck voted for like Mike?
Me.
I bet you did, because you know what? You know what also happened? People, you know what you did? I blame the people of the world because later on that day, I saw my wife watching Like Mike. I was like, babe, what are you doing?
Yikes!
What is
To
this?
spite you, watching like Mike.
What is this? Semi disgusted, but she enjoyed it. So what am I going to do? Stop my wife's enjoyment? No, but still, who voted like Mike? I believe Cat voted like Mike. He was in there.
I think I voted for it once. I mean, like I forget who like Mike was up against in the first round, but
So for the people who didn't get a chance to check out the detrimental basketball bracket, it is saved in our highlights for the most part. I think. Definitely make sure you check it out and see what the matches was about. And again,
so before you move on, so for everyone who, because like I think somebody asked, like, how do you guys have these certain? I used because I built the bracket, right? So I used a randomizer. So I put all the names in the randomizer. Right. And I shuffled it like 3 or 4 times, and then like the 4th time, I just stuck with that order. So that's where you get like a Coach Carter versus like Love and Basketball or some shit like that, or whatever it was, which was tough.
All right, I respect 3 picks in a death, man. I respect it.
So,
what do you think?
We all have tough decisions to make. Let's get into it, guys.
Are you around? Are you around? Are you around? Are you around?
You know what? Confession for the 50th episode. Never listened to that whole song. But shout out
until I asked for the audio and then you sent the YouTube.
Never listened to that whole song. Only listened to the intro, and I heard he said he was around. I clipped it and used it for the pod. So shout out to him. Shout out to Michael Christmas. But never heard that whole song.
Yo, no bull. Yo, Cap, no bull. I thought that might have been one of your Springfield boys.
Nah.
Like, I thought you knew home from Springfield.
Wow, I feel like it's a shot, but it didn't.
No, it's not. I thought that he might. I mean,
Are you around? Are you around? Is not a Springfield thing.
It's not.
Is it not?
Is that a Detroit thing?
No, honestly, you want to know where I got it from? Pretty sure I got it from Danger.
It's not a 203.
Or might have been, or maybe EB3.
Don't hype
maybe the New Haven cats. Maybe I'm not sure.
Don't hype it. Don't hype it.
I don't know. I don't. I'm just saying. It's definitely not a Springfield thing.
You hung around a lot of Connecticut, Hartford dudes. So I feel like it's a Hartford term. So
I did.
Just say Hartford. Just say Hartford.
It wasn't Hartford.
It's gotta be.
So in Are You Around news, Klarna has partnered up with Texaco and Chevron gas stations to allow drivers to get their gas pretty much on layaway. You can get your gas on credit. Yes, people, you can now buy gas in installments. Are y'all around? Are y'all putting your gas on credit? Is it that real?
Yo.
Is there interest?
First off,
no idea.
First off,
that'd be crazy.
First off, we gotta shout out to Jeezy because he is Nostradamus. First off, because remember the introduction of the recession. I didn't know gas was gonna be a bill. Now you got a bill. Now you got a bill. All right, that's crazy.
It really is. Like what happens if you don't pay your gas bill, like your automobile gas bill? What happens? They gonna put a boot on your door?
They gonna reboot they gonna come with a hose and just like reboot the gas, like just like this.
Bro,
they gonna come out there and siphon the gas.
Siphon the gas on your whip.
Repo the gas, bro. Like give me that back, bro. Like you don't need that, big fella. That's
time
crazy.
To change, bro.
Like it's that serious. Like really, we really put $50 in the gas tank. I was like, yo, that's crazy. You still going? You still?
Well,
going.
You don't have to now. You could put 10 in. You could put the other 40 in next week, bro.
Nah.
Like,
Well,
you
I
could
mean,
put
like,
any you could put literally anything on credit these days though. Like I just didn't think it would get to gas.
But the gas,
Like you
though.
could literally put anything on credit these days. Like just think about every time you buy something online. Like literally anything you buy online, whether it's Amazon, any specific Nike.com, like you always have the option to pay in installments. You know what I'm
True.
saying? Like, and now it's gas. Next is gonna be groceries.
yeah,
You're
but
gonna
my
have to be
thing,
putting groceries on
I don't
credit. It's
know,
just
bro. I
more
feel like
bills and then more debt. It's just
You're right. That's
more
what
debt.
that's all I'm hearing about. That's all I'm thinking is
yo,
debt,
bro.
debt, debt.
Listen, all I feel like, man, right now is like, I think it might be worth buying a Tesla, a real Tesla, not
A real
you know what
Tesla.
I'm saying. Like it might
fine.
be because at this point, bro, it's like as long as like the electric energy ain't going up,
But all right.
it might be. It might. I mean, listen, gas,
So,
fossil fuels, gas. That shit is becoming a thing for the birds, bro.
so you telling me? Like, I just want to, because I'm not really big on Tesla. So I can charge the Tesla at my house too. I can just plug it in the regular out.
You'd have to pay for like a
You gotta get
charging
a
station
charger
at your
installed
crib.
in
But
your
yeah,
crib.
essentially, like you just call an
So,
electrician.
well,
They would set up a particular kind of outlet for you to plug your car in. But yeah, most people do that.
so will my light bill go up then?
Probably.
Probably,
Most
Not
likely.
a problem. See, that's
But
see,
wait,
that's
but-
even
but,
more.
bruh,
charging a whole whip.
but
huh?
I'm good.
you're
I'm
charging
good.
a whole car,
I don't give a damn.
and you're not, and it's probably a fraction of what it costs to put gas in your car.
See, I'm more. You know what I'm
How
more
long,
worried.
how long does it take to charge
Right.
the whip, and how long does the charge last?
Yeah, because I'm worried about driving somewhere and like, oh shit, and I'm dead. It's like,
Somebody hit
dog.
up Elon. He too busy challenging people to fights.
Right.
But
Kinda wanna see that
yeah,
fight,
so you know the gas thing is getting real. I've seen a lot of other videos. They stole $400,000 worth of gas in North Carolina, which is crazy. Like somebody hacked the gas pump and they stole $400K worth of gas. And then in Chicago, which is this is a positive story to end the gas thing on, a black businessman by the name of Willie Wilson. Shout out Willie. Hold on. Willie Wilson, he gave away $200,000 worth of gas to people in Chicago, $50 a piece until the $200K ran out, and he's gonna do it again next week,
I
up
respect
to a
it.
milli. So shout out to Willie. Oh, and that was
Yeah.
a bar. Hold on.
Light bulb.
Oh, wow.
First,
Anything else on the gas layaway gas?
Yeah, first I want to speak on the people that stole the gas. I wouldn't say that's stealing unless they take from the rich and give to the poor. That's what they did with the gas. If they did that, applaud to them. You know, I applaud that.
Yeah, I would hope so.
If they didn't, you know, boo you. Shame on you.
Actually, well, you know what they did? Well, yeah, no. So, somebody hacked the machine, and
Right.
people pulled up, and
You know
people
what?
pulled up until $400K was gone.
Yo,
They did it for the hood, huh?
Yo, get them. Play the air horns for them one more time, bro. One more time for them people.
Robin Hood, yo.
You know, show them love right there. You know, Robin Hood, baby. All right, go ahead.
In other news, Pfizer and Moderna are looking for FDA approval on a second booster shot, aka a fourth COVID shot. Are you around? How many boosters is too many? Especially you two with the Ute Dem. You work with the Ute Dem. You work with a lot of people. Do you think the fourth is necessary at this point? Are you around?
I think I'm good.
I'm
I
straight.
think I'm good.
I don't need to be a pincushion anymore at this point. I'm sorry, people.
I'm good.
I'm already getting up in there in age where they're gonna give me some other shots. Why do I need to add that on there? I'm good.
Got almost 40.
I am. I feel it in my back. I do. See me leaning.
Yeah.
Tell me more, Webb.
I mean, so for me, man, the reason why I'm good is one, any other vaccine I get, right? Like I got like endless amounts of vaccines.
Mm-hmm.
Tdap, for example, that comes in. I think I want to say 1 or 2 shots, right?
What you say? Tdap?
Tdap, which is essentially the tetanus shot.
Oh, okay.
Right, like it's something you get when you have kids, right?
Got a scientist.
Protect your kid from whooping cough. If you get tetanus or something like that from a rusty nail or something like that. I had to have it happen because I cut myself with a knife, right? Like I was in the kitchen, the knife fell in my hand. I had to go get a tetanus.
What you trying to cook?
Trying to cook. Don't disrespect me, bitch.
Thanks.
Anyways, Wayne, we might have to have a cook off, and I will cook you under.
You're gonna lose.
I will cook you under the table.
You're gonna lose.
There will not be any losses.
There will be losses.
Anyways,
we'll cooked.
So
let's do that.
call it cooked.
Oh, I look at the sideshows. Look at the sideshows.
Anyway, so
he's trying to get checks. What are you doing?
trying to get these checks. So for me, bro, like I just feel like I'm just I don't really have much else to say besides that. I'm just good with more of that medication in my body. Like the vaccines that we get, they're spread out far enough in advance. Like now it's just like, oh, every 6 months you got to get it. No, that's not how the flu shot works.
Yeah. So we got a little more. We got, you know what I'm saying?
You know what I'm saying?
A
Nah.
little more sauce on this one.
Exactly. Nah, fuck that. So
Thought the last shit was good. This shit right here. This shit
so
right here.
Get it the way that the flu shot is, where I only got to get it once.
One time.
You know what I'm saying? Once I'm okay with once a year, but I'm good, bro. I'm good.
I'm good on that. You know me being Jamaican and all the bush and the roots that we have, we're all set over here. So I'm good. I'm straight.
That ain't sure not one root with the mob, but that's a different story.
I mean, because grandma only got enough for her grandson, so I don't know about y'all. I'm sorry.
And finally, Mike Tyson is releasing ear-shaped cannabis infused edibles. Yes, you heard me right, people. Mike Tyson is releasing
He's petty, man.
He's releasing ears with a bite out of them, like bitten ear-shaped cannabis infused edibles for the it's just simply edibles for the professionals. Tyson 2.0 is the name of his company. They do have quality. I can.
They do have quality.
They do. But they're coming out with Mike. They're called Mike's Bites. They're called Mike Bites, and it's paying homage to his most notorious moment. So, are you guys around for the Mike Bites?
I mean, I'm around, but I just want to say that Mike Tyson is the epitome of petty.
Yo, on some real shit.
And detrimental.
This shit is, but it's genius though.
Really?
You really got to think about it. The most ingenious thing in the world. What you gonna do?
Holyfield might knock him out just off the strength that he trying to relive the trauma.
But I'm surprised Holyfield hasn't said anything about it. There's no backlash about it. I feel like he's a part of it. You got to think about it. You had to have approved that, bro, because he ain't
got to approve nothing. That's Mike Tyson's company.
They pieced it up. They're cool now.
That's the most.
Been like, yeah, it's cool, bro. Let's get this check, D.
Right. That's the most disrespectful thing in the world, to make an edible of a moment of sports history that would be forever lived. That's like making fun of somebody in his face constantly. And if that shit sells, come on, bro.
I respect it, but I'm not around. I'm not trying to nibble on Holyfield's ears.
Right. That's what I was thinking.
All right, when you put it that way, then maybe I'm not around.
Bro, what do you think it's modeled after? Holyfield's ear.
Yeah, nah.
Think about it. Who else? What other ear would it be modeled after? His own?
I'm not saying it was modeled after Holmes' ear. It might just be
replica, bro. Replica.
Wow, that's a replica. Hey, that's a replica. That means he had to ask Holmes to come in for a mold.
That's sick.
Why don't you come in and get a mold?
That's sick. Mike Tyson would put him in his mouth. No, that's not the right. That's not the right texture. Try it again.
That Mike Tyson line will for sure knock you out. Speaking of knockouts, somebody's gonna get knocked out soon. I don't know if it's gonna be Kanye or Pete Davidson, but I'll let Webby let you know about it.
So, guys, we're gonna take a different turn with the news this week, and have y'all been hearing about Kanye?
I've been tuned in, bro. I've been tuned in.
I mean, like
thoroughly entertained,
so
but also worried.
I mean, listen, unless you've been underneath a rock and you don't have social media, then I don't know how you found the Detrimental Podcast. Number two, but if most people do, Kanye is he's been a very interesting character over the last, gosh, man, ever since he said just George Bush don't like black people. I feel like he's been wilding since then. And that was what, 2008? 2007? No, that was Katrina, 2006.
Yeah,
Jesus Christ, he's been there for a while.
2006, 2005. He's been wilding for a while, right? And then it went over the top when his mom passed, R.I.P. Rest in peace to Donda. But his most recent outrage is borderline harassment. It is harassment. It's harassment.
Go ahead.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And
who is he harassing?
He's harassing his wife, his soon to be, his former wife.
Ex-wife, I want to just say this word, ex-wife.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And now, I don't care his beef with Pete Davidson. I mean, you're not supposed to like the dude that's with your your ex or or whatever, your baby mama.
Facts. Facts.
But you should at least respect that person. As
Nah,
long as they
not
don't
at
do
all.
nothing dirty to your children, put some respect on them because
I mean, no.
no respect for that man.
No, sure.
So
I'm sorry. This,
um
I'm speaking for Kanye. No respect for that man.
okay. Obviously, guys. So we'll get to the question here. They've been going back and forth, right? And then the most recent thing, there was this. I don't know. I forgot who shared it. I don't know if Kanye shared the text conversation between him and Pete.
He did. He did.
And it's just like an interesting dialogue because I've never gotten the idea that Kanye was a tough guy, but he's like in these chat got Twitter fingers in that chat with Pete Davidson. So like, what is your take on this whole? I don't even this beef between Pete and Ye.
First off,
Go ahead.
why y'all entertaining Kanye shenanigans again? That's the first time I was thinking. Like, yeah, I know
Because it's news, bro.
It's news, but no. Listen. I'm not speaking to you guys. I understand what you're doing.
Oh.
I'm just saying in general. Y'all know there's something wrong with the man. Y'all know there's something wrong with the man. But I also understand why he's doing it because you got to think about him as a father, him wanting to see his kids and all that. You know what I mean? But at the same time, yes, you're not supposed to like the dude that's your new wife, that's your wife, like recently wife, like it's like what, a month or two they broke up or something like that, or reportedly broke up. Still, you're not supposed to like that, even though you was out here doing some shiesty shit yourself. Even though that's what he was doing, but he needs help. We've been saying this for years, but nobody wants to help him because you always say he's a genius for half the things that he do, which he kind of is. Because you really got to think about it. He dropped down to 2 on a little speaker that I'm not about to pay $200 just for one damn album. I'm good, but apparently people in the world bought it. So I don't know. It's just like it's also foolish because he's making more light of it than anybody else. If you really look at it.
I mean, I don't know if he's making light of it. I feel like it's
Pete Davidson had to Pete Davidson wasn't the one who took the first shot. Kanye did, right? And then Pete Davidson replied, and then it just went back and forth, the whole back and forth. But then Ye takes it to a step further, showing text messages and shit like that. Then Pete Davidson is really coming out and all that shit. What have you seen Pete Davidson really actually share? Did he make a video of something him burying Kanye in the dirt? Or did Kanye make a video of him burying Pete Davidson in the dirt?
Because he's about that life. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I feel like Kanye's about that life, though.
I'm not mad at that.
I understand. I'm not. But at the same time, I don't feel like Kanye's really about that life. If he really is, all right. But dog, unless you gonna call Hov and Hov gonna call the people.
There's got to be more to it. There's always more to it than we're seeing. We're only seeing.
For sure. We're only seeing what they post.
We think we're seeing the whole story. You know what I mean?
Like, but
hold on. So, first of all, you lost me on I don't know, man. Like, I keep getting wrapped up in it. You're absolutely right, and I want as much as I don't want what he's saying about Kim not allowing him to see his kids, as much as I don't want that to be true, part of me also does want it to be true so that the claims of it having to do with his mental health can be thrown away. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like that we continually have to keep saying that it's a mental health problem. Like, maybe this shit is actually legitimate. Like, yeah, Kanye is a wild and we learned about him being a wild during the George Bush thing. But this is just who he's always been. And as he's gotten older and has had experiences in his life, and now he has access to Instagram. We don't get access to celebrities to this level ever. And this is just like maybe who he is all day, and now we're seeing it. I don't know. So it's just like the Pete Davidson thing. I think it's funny. I think Kanye is part of him is doing it to be entertaining, while part of him also don't respect home for probably reasons we don't know. Pete Davis is also a sick man and has said some messed up things about Kanye in the past. And, like, despite, obviously ain't nobody, there's no other, like, you don't have to concern about any other man to that extent in your children's life, but you're still pretty scrutinous about the people in general around your kids.
Yeah.
So like, if you don't even like home a little bit, and home, you know what I mean? Like you used to be boys with home and home holding hands and smooching with your wife, and nah, B, don't be around my kids, and I'm about to blast you on social media because I can, and I'm yay, and I figured out the legal loophole, so I'm gonna put you in this video, and there's nothing you can do about it. Bitch ass nigga, do something. I don't respect you. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, so I don't know. It's shaky. I'm entertained by it. I watched a couple of after watching like Kanye's like videos, like he's self-recording himself, like explaining. I was like, bro.
Right.
Well, yeah, I don't know, man.
I'm
Like,
just saying, right. Think about it. Just think about it.
But I'm also like, listen, man, like people are driven to desperate measures. And, I hope this is as desperate as a measure as it gets to, as far as just like being outspoken and like he's saying, like he continues to say, trying to control his narrative and not being painted as an absentee father or something like that. Then that's fine. The Pete Davidson stuff, I think it's entertainment. Pete Davidson, I don't respect home. I'm on Kanye's.
I'm gonna say one thing about Kanye, because Kanye and Drake, they know how to control social media to a point where you just gotta watch everything they do. Because you literally have to watch everything that he, like when he was putting up the signs that he handwritten and he just standing there with a picture, and bro, how the memes just blew up off that, bro. I was like, yeah, bro, he's just smart. Because you got a million people just sharing this, viewing this, looking at this, and all you talk about is Kanye.
He don't want to smoke with D.L. Hughley though. He don't want
no
Yo,
smoke.
no. Did you hear what Steve Harvey was out here smoking?
Yo, he don't want to smoke with none of them cats. But
That's a little too much. Rest in peace that Bernie Mac was here. Bernie Mac, you already know Bernie Mac about that life. So
what?
Well, I mean, because see, but the thing is, man, is like, for me, call me old fashioned.
You are,
I guess. Everybody don't need to know everything.
Right.
True.
Right? You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'm paying attention to it because it's entertaining, but I absolutely didn't need to know anything about what's going on between the Kim, Pete, and Kanye as it relates to, oh, she's not letting me see my kids, but then there's footage of you actually out there seeing your kids.
But they're kings and queens of everything.
Yeah.
That's how they
so like
basically.
But who wins in the scrap though? Who wins in the 30? Pete Davidson or Kanye? 30 seconds, who gets it done? Pete Davidson is 6'3". Pete Davidson is 6'3". I'm gonna say it's smooth. Probably a $160.
So wait, all hands?
Kanye is 5'8". Probably a smooth $180.
Wait, all hands?
Hands.
All right, because I want Kanye might fuck around and stomp him up with those boots on, but I mean,
he could wear the boots to the scrap. There's no rule against that.
All right, cool. So you know what? Where Pete Davidson from again? I be forgetting where home from. Like where he from?
Staten Island.
Staten Island.
Oh, wow, that's
Chicago versus Staten Island.
Wow, yeah, right.
Pete Davidson looked like he'd been around the block.
Right.
Pete Davidson might kick Kanye's ass.
He got hella tattoos. He look like a crazy motherfucker.
Fuck the tattoos. Pete Davidson might kick Kanye's ass.
That's what I'm saying. I think so too.
I think Pete Davidson gets his dub too. I think Pete Davidson got beat up a lot, and I feel like he could take a beating, and I feel like Kanye will get tired.
I mean, can we just say the obvious? And this is no shots to any of my friends who have the same complexion as Pete Davidson.
What is he? What is Pete Davidson nationality? What is his nationality?
I have no idea.
I don't know, but he appears to be a Caucasian. Right?
I'm not
gonna lie. I've seen some. I mean, we've all seen this, right? In college, I've seen white dudes fight. Like they be punching themselves. Wow, I'm crazy. And I'll be like, oh okay, bro. Okay.
Oh God, I hope that's not too detrimental. Oh Jesus Christ.
It is, but like certain. I mean, like certain black dudes are the same way, but like. You got a crazy dude like Pete Davidson who has said publicly that he has mental health issues.
Right? So that's Kanye.
Kanye.
You know what I'm saying? But like, whatever. But like, catch Pete Davidson on a manic day. Kanye might. I mean, listen. Kanye might need his bodyguards to break up the fight.
Let's move on with those.
That's crazy. I hate you. Yo, why, yo?
Are you done with?
I think I am. I think
All
I'm
right,
done.
thank you.
I think I need to be done because
Yeah, how you just ate the whole segment? It was just terrible.
Yo,
This is so
what
terrible.
a guy. It's crazy. It's crazy, but something something really crazy happened in the sports world after just 41 days. Hugh, I'll let you take it. Yummy.
Bro, I don't know how to like go into this without me, without people coming at me. But bro, did y'all see that video of the transgender swimmer?
Oh, I thought we were gonna get into Tom first. But
No, I can't really get to this
that's the crazy. That's the crazy you want to get into. Oh, okay. Go
okay,
ahead.
let's get detrimental.
because I don't know how.
Go ahead.
Bro, first off, I'm not. I'm not trying to get detrimental. I'm just trying to say at some point there has to be like fairness to this game.
Tell the people what you're talking about.
All right.
Cut you.
Because Cap just shared this because it just came to my attention today. It's been a long week. Baby is around. She's up every night. Every night, people. Don't let it fool you. Being a parent is hard, but it's lovely. Trust me, it's lovely. But an Olympic swimmer Leah Thomas won the 500 freestyle at the NCAA Women's Swimming Championship. Now, Leah stands about 6'4". Okay, that's one.
Leah Thomas is the first transgender
But
to
no.
win a D1 NCAA.
That's good. That's fine and dandy. But she stands at
Okay.
6'4". Okay, 6'4". Amongst all these other women who stand about 5'3", probably the same size as Cap, and his calf muscles all put together. I'm just saying, this is it's unfair. Like at some point,
Shots.
this is shots, but at the
6'4"?
same,
I didn't see that.
yes, 6'4".
Yeah.
Like you understand, like
She basically taller than you went.
I'm 6'5". Don't you ever?
You're
disrespect
6'3".
me.
So,
Sir!
You're shrinking in your old
bro,
age.
so we've had this conversation on the podcast before about transgender athletes and
Because I've seen
right that they compete in the sport of the gender that they're transitioning to, and now we're seeing the results of that, and the drastic results of that. Like that video was a there's no competition to race. Like that was a blowout race, and the wild part about it is Leah Thomas, before she converted and was identifying as male, she was ranked like number 400 amongst the men, and went to the women and got number 1. That's a little. It's not fair. I guess all I can say about it is it's really unfair when it comes to athletics. I'm not saying
hold
it's.
on, let's-
No, you gotta think like what
It's
Hold
only
on,
unfair when it
let's
comes to
unpack
athletics.
this
Not
a little bit
against
more.
You
transgender
can't,
at all.
like-
But when it comes to sports, in this case, it is clearly not fair. To be 400 in the men's and go to be number one in the women's,
Like you gotta think about it, bro. Like I've
and
seen
win by a whole pool length.
like I've seen this happen in like Connecticut sports as well. I'm not saying it's wrong, but sometimes you just gotta think about like at their athletic ability, because you gotta think about men are way more physical and way more athletic than women. Don't get me wrong, there's some great athletic women, but in terms of the way the men jump and run, it's totally different. Like you think Shakira can go against Usain and win easily or compete? Shakiri, sorry. You think she can against Usain? You think she can?
No.
I mean, bro, like honestly,
you gotta
bro,
think about it in that sense. Like, if what if you say I'm putting on a wig and I'm gonna go run the women's?
it's deeper than that, bro.
No,
But okay, so hold on. So like, and I'm not trying to like, I think we have to unpack this. If we're gonna have this conversation, we got to unpack this fully, right? So a big part of the debate is when people say, "Oh, well, you're saying that we will protect the people who are on the protect girls' sports or women's sports," right?
mm-hmm.
They're on the side of saying that women are not biologically on the same level as men. right? And there is fact. There's some fact, but then there's also the exceptions, not the rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because then you get a player like, say, for example, we talked about Brittany Griner last week. Brittany
Mm-hmm.
Griner, because of size and sheer athleticism, dunks consistently in NBA in WNBA games, right? But that doesn't mean. But when people say, "Well, maybe Brittany Griner should play in the NBA instead of the WNBA," it demeans the WNBA's, credibility, saying that this player is so far above your talent that she shouldn't play in that sport. Um, and so, but then you get the folks who are like, "But they should," and then it's the whole debate of, "But yeah, somebody like um, the swimmer Thomas, like Marlon said, number 400, like 400 in the men's nationwide, to then jump to 100,
One.
to
One.
then jump to
One.
one is a little insane.
Like a pool lane.
But at the same time, we have to, not we have to, but to think about this, it's one of those, it's unfair all the way around, because you get to this place where you say, well, because you are transgender, you can't participate. And then you're telling somebody, well, because I decided that, or not, I decided, take that back, folks, because this is my new reality. This is the reality. This is my truth. Because I'm living that, I can't continue to do things that I love because of, my sexuality change, my gender change, all those things. And that's the
And
tough
that's
part.
fine, but
And
it's clearly we see in it is in some cases it can be tremendously
mm-hmm.
unfair.
Like, think about it like this. Think as fathers of girls, right now, you and me. I think about it just like this. If my daughter was working her ass off in a track meet, and she said, this is her year, Dad, this is my year, I'm gonna get this state championship. And then across from her is a transgender athlete, right? And the transgender athlete probably wins. No disrespect to her. She worked.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
you gotta think about your daughter's feelings at that point now. They're thinking a different way. Like, I worked myself off, and then this happened. There might be there's unfairness around that part, because that's not equal. That's not an equal race.
I think what's going to have to happen is they're going to have gender inclusive sports to where
That's exactly.
you can't necessarily segregate it and call it trans sports leagues, but ultimately gender inclusive sports leagues where men, women, trans men, and trans women can participate, and there's just new records and new, new qualifications. I don't know, man.
You
Just
know,
it's got
So
we got to level the playing field
because
somehow. But right now, just having men's and women's sports does not allow a space for the trans men and trans women, and it creates these crazy debates because these records are being broken
yo, what?
and
I got one more.
too much
I
disparity.
got one more for you guys before we move on. I seen a video, MMA fighter, transgender athlete versus a woman. Yep.
I don't even want to ask any questions.
All right then.
yeah,
All right.
yeah. I mean, so hold on.
It's
So,
a
like,
crazy
for me,
world.
man,
That's wild. So I'm trying to think of the appropriate way to ask this question. Is this women's MMA?
yeah.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that's wild.
So like, so for me, man, I think this is the in 2022. These are the things that are like in the world of organized competitive sport that we're gonna constantly have to deal with, right? You ask yourself, because like even with Title IX, right? It's the whole concept of you have to have equal participants on both sides, right? Because we have, rightfully so, segregated sports, men's sports, women's sports, girls sports, boys sports, whatever it might be. There aren't many sports. I'm trying to think of one that it's a co-ed sport, right?
No.
I don't think there's. I mean, like outside of like non-competitive, like well, actually, no, cheerleading. Cheerleading is a co-ed sport,
Cheerleading.
right? Dance is a co-ed sport, but video gaming. But besides that, man, it's
He's not
like,
physically.
Yeah, it's not physically.
yeah.
Well,
It's not-
no. I lie. Cheerleading and dancing is super physically demanding.
cheerleading,
So-
yeah. But anyway,
Cheerleading is physically demanding. Yes, it is.
it is.
I
Right,
don't
you
know.
have to be an
Nothing about
athlete. You absolutely need to be an
Contact,
athlete.
swimming's not contact either. So.
But anyways, man, like so, like for me, man, I get this is the hard part for me, guys, and I'll be very vulnerable here, right? In saying that, like, I
You've been
feel you,
vulnerable
Wayne.
since you started, Husky.
it. Right.
Nah, you know what I'm saying? So I started Husky. I'm gonna end Husky. I hate you. So the vulnerable part for me, man, is like I feel what Wayne is saying because yeah, like Atlanta grows up and plays in a sport. The emotion of I know how hard my child worked. I know what they're capable of. I know what they're made of. You know what I'm saying? Like the toughness, the ability to do something because I raised them, right? Like that's my child.
Mhm.
And then the wow, like, you know, I start getting nervous because damn, now this my child is going up against probably unfair competition, but it doesn't mean that like the preparation was different, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? It might be the physical gifts, but there's also the concept of, well, the transgendered athlete is taking hormones that are reducing certain physiological things in their body that might reduce or condense or even the mental stress of being transgender might also diminish their ability, right? So there's all those arguments too, and so that's the part that's tough for me because it's like I'm on both sides of it, and it's just you just don't know.
Yeah.
There's
I
no
want them
right
to
answer.
compete. I want them to
You know,
compete.
fellas,
But when it looks like that, hey, yo. That's
Fellas.
all I can
Yeah,
say.
seriously. When it
Fellas,
looks
we
like
can-
that, man, that is
we can continue this
unfair.
conversation so
Yeah,
much
go
more
ahead.
because you know I listen I can bring y'all back to some old school history that when I studied back at Eastern, but that's gonna take up a lot of the time. But let's
Go
talk about some NFL news because this is big for both of you guys.
Took a whole hour to get to this.
We did, but it's good talk. It's good talk. I haven't seen you guys in like what, a week. Feel good to see you guys, but the NFL is booming right now. Just how y'all feel about this? Because being NFL fans before we get into the main topics, how y'all feel about it? Like, are y'all Cap? I know we happy right now.
I love it. I love the NFL offseason. I love when players move
exciting.
teams. It's super exciting. I love everything about it. It gives me something to talk about. Gives me something to look forward to. Gives me something to strategize for next year for fantasy.
To lose,
And
strategize to lose.
All right,
carry on.
Should I go get the belt?
Let's break it down. Let's break it down.
I'm
Good.
gonna edit you out of the entire podcast. it's gonna be a black dot on your face in silence.
All right, let's break it down. Good trade, bad trade. Deshaun Watson to the Browns. Good trade, bad trade.
Oh, bruh. It's. I mean, listen. Can we just first say that anything I've heard on any sports talk show is, oh, this Deshaun Watson thing, despite the off the field stuff. I mean, Cat got 22 allegations. We got to say that 22 people are accusing him of some malicious, nasty behavior. Number one, but number two, can we just talk about how ain't shit the NFL is? The Browns said, we don't care about those 22 lawsuits. We gonna give you not only the richest contract, but a fully guaranteed contract. That doesn't happen in the NFL.
Bro, what are you talking about, man?
I mean, anything's possible in the NFL right now. You gotta think about it. You see what's going on. So good, bad trade. Cat, what you think?
I would say it's a good trade for Deshaun. It's a good trade for Cleveland because they could definitely do better than the QB they got up there right now, and it's a good situation for Deshaun because he gets a chance to play. But I'll just say Deshaun has a lot to prove. He needs to have the best year of his career. He's got, Nick Chubb, Amari Cooper, and the tight end David Njoku. I think that's how you say.
Nah,
his name.
I thought they dropped him.
No, he's still there. So he needs a strong line, and
they have a strong line.
So he just needs to have a really good year, or. Yeah.
All right.
I just hope the nastiness isn't true.
We all hope that this is true. All right, Devontae Adams to the Raiders. Good or bad trade? What's talking about? What we talking? I know. Shout out to Dami G who couldn't be
I'm
here
gonna
to
say
say it.
bad trade.
That was a bad trade. He left. He shouldn't have left Green Bay.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
He
bad
totally
trade,
downgraded quarterbacks.
for sure.
He
Bad downgraded organizations. All I can say
Yeah,
is I
seriously.
hope that he doesn't go out there and act up because everybody gets in trouble in Vegas.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Oh, that's gonna Vegas.
Sick niggas out there in Vegas. I say bad trade though, like for Aaron Rodgers too, because like, you know, I was almost sad that Aaron Rodgers stayed in Green Bay. I was this was the year I was hoping Aaron Rodgers was gonna move, and so the fact that Aaron Rodgers stayed and then they got rid of Devontae is kind of like almost like a spit in the face to Aaron Rodgers. So
Well, not Aaron Rodgers spit in his face
He did.
by taking all the money. Aaron Rodgers basically took all the money.
oh yeah,
Yeah, there was
I
no
don't know,
money
bro.
left for them to give
They could have
Devontae.
found it. They could have
He ran off on the plug twice. That's what he did, right?
bad trade.
Bad trade. All right. Some Titans news. We released Julio
All
Jones.
of them are bad. All the Titans
Stop,
news is bad.
sir. When we get to the Patriots, we'll be never. We released Julio Jones. Cap, how do you feel?
I don't care. He didn't do shit.
Julio wasn't doing shit.
He wasn't doing shit. He was hurt for most of the season. He was hurt for most of the.
He
Go
just
ahead.
came to get the check. He just came to get the check. He caught like 3 balls. Caught like 3 passes.
Did he? I didn't remember him catching jack because that's how the season was. He was just like nowhere to be found.
Good
But,
riddance.
but good riddance. But we picked up Robert Woods. How do you feel about that one?
I'm very happy about that.
That's a good move. I mean,
I'm very happy about that one. We learned about that one about an hour before the pod, and I think he's a good, he's a very good compliment to AJ out there. Just kind of have, like he's basically our quarterback. Hopefully, we get a better quarterback, but our quarterback now has a big, strong option and a small, fast option.
bro, your
really
next
opens up
quarterback
our
about to be
offense.
Baker Mayfield.
Stop it! Don't you dare wish that upon us.
I bet you.
Don't you dare wish that upon us. Don't you dare.
Probably right. You're probably right.
Why would you agree?
I don't know how I feel about it. I don't know. I mean, I think it'll be
Mayfield
okay.
might be-
Baker has glimpses of greatness, so I think
It's not glimpses of greatness we need. We need greatness right now.
Baker has arm strength. He just doesn't have the accuracy. And honestly, like Baker would have been fine had he not been injured and played injured.
good trade for us. Absolutely, I'm happy about that because I was honestly I was prepared to come to the pod today and talk shit about the Titans and be upset that they haven't made any moves. So like the fact that dropped before we even recorded, that was like the good news I needed.
Yeah.
It definitely needs some
Well, I
good
mean,
news.
like the Titans,
I'm
man,
just-
as a whole, I feel like they've been making some really good moves. I mean, like they made some, as most teams, they try some stuff. Like when they signed Malcolm Butler, that wasn't a great pickup, right? Like he wasn't what he once was, right? Julio Jones wasn't a great pickup,
He was never nothing.
huh?
He had one good play. He was never nothing.
Yeah, he had one good play, and then ever since that good play, he was getting cooked every single time on the outside. Anyways, so good trade.
I'm just more so surprised at how they're dismantling this Rams team. But we'll get to that when we get
Well,
to
the
Vaughn.
Rams, bro. Like, listen, man.
We'll get to that when we get to Vaughn. Go ahead, Wayne.
Oh yeah, of course, Von Miller. Let's talk about Von Miller. How he's just racking up some bread for another 6 years.
How old is he?
I don't know,
Is he
Our age,
40?
32.
32.
but for the next 6 years, he'll be racking up 120 mil, 52 guaranteed, bruh. If you ain't getting paid like Von Miller right now in these times, and I don't know what to tell you. Two Super Bowl rings, by the way. All right,
Yeah.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
MVP.
I'm surprised he just went and got his ring for like 6 weeks. he was there for like 6 weeks, got his ring and dipped. I don't know. Honestly, I thought Vaughn was washed, but I guess if he's getting this kind of check, he's not. And
He's
it's
not
something that I
watched,
don't.
bro. It was
So
That
Yeah.
defense during the Super Bowl was like top notch, and he was a part of that. So you gotta put
of course
respect.
he was a part of that.
But you gotta put respect on his name because he must have been doing something to grab that much money right out the gates at his age. All right.
That's like all the Bills was missing too. So good trade.
that was a
For the
I mean, well,
Bills.
or not trade.
That trade is a pickup.
A good
That's a
pickup.
Great pickup for the Bills.
I mean,
Because the Bills
Yeah.
Bills is a solid team.
Great pickup
Yeah.
for the Bills.
Bills is a real solid team.
Bills is next up. Bills or Chargers. Mark, you heard it here first. Bills or Chargers.
Bills and Chargers. So
Bills or Chargers.
So- So no, let's get into the topic of the pod. I don't know what did you say? This is a you gonna call this a comeback? Because like he ain't really go nowhere. If he was going for like what, a week, 2 weeks, when my man Brady hit the I'm back on the IG. Like how did you like? What was the memes? Tom Brady said after 4 weeks he said fuck them kids. Like that's
Crazy. That's fucking crazy.
Honestly, I thought it was a joke, bro. I thought it was a joke.
It's not a joke, Cap.
I learned about it through our group chat. I think Ronnie hit the chat, and I was like, that shit ain't real, bro.
I mean, my thing is like he
He's
might
what?
be coming back to get that farewell tour, right?
So you don't think this was his farewell tour that just passed?
Nah, because he probably wasn't intending on doing it. And the other thing too, like we were talking, you know, certain people like to have control over their lives.
Yeah,
That's Tom Brady.
The farewell tour is different when they know you're retiring.
But so wait,
when you just surprise retire, you just gone. But when like everybody knows it's your last year, every game is super duper special.
Exactly.
Like,
but because speaking of that, did you hear about the fan that had Tom Brady's last football, the last touchdown football?
I mean, he got money to afford the football. I don't feel bad, bro.
Not that much. He spent
money
to get the football.
For a $300,000 football. You got money. You good.
If you have $500,000,
but still, to do that, that's stupid. But think about it. Webb, do you think is a farewell tour he's coming back for, or he's coming back for like how many, like 1 or 2 more seasons? Because at this point, he's just gonna come back for 1 season. What's the point?
All right. My thing is I think Tom Brady, at least for the Bucks, he's done winning Super Bowls.
You think?
All right. Listen, bro.
Listen,
the way that the AFC is structured, the AFC West, every team has a decent quarterback. Every team has a good defense, right?
Uh-huh.
Or I'm sorry, except for the Chiefs, they have a decent defense, right? All of the power is on the AFC, and the Packers got weaker, right? So I think the Bucks got weaker.
You know what's crazy?
I don't know.
You know, it's also crazy. You said this before when he left the Pats and then he won a ring and you were salty. So I'm just saying, I can't believe you. I don't want to believe you.
This is true.
All I can say about it is like he has to. I mean, and it's not to say he won't perform, but in the off chance that he doesn't have a good year, Tom Brady has had years where they weren't his greatest.
True.
Like. When he retired, he received all the praise that he deserved. His GOAT was solidified, solid. Everybody in their mind, like he was gonna go down as the greatest quarterback in history, and he still will. But now he's just opening up the door to put a blemish on his record and go out trash. Like we've seen some of the greats go out trash. Brett Favre. Oh my God, it hurt to see him go out like that. Shaq, it hurt to see him go out like that. He's just opening up the window for him to go out bad.
Did Michael Jordan come out like?
If Michael Jordan came back and played for the Wizards, like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
was he trash? I mean, he wasn't trash.
He wasn't trash.
He wasn't trash. It don't matter though. But like, you left with a bang and you come back and just allowing us to put a little disrespect on your conglomerate. And I think he should just stayed away. Like, he got everything. He got everything. And now you're coming back to just like potentially tarnish your joint. It's like when Floyd was 50-0 and he had that one stupid ass fight. What is it, Pacquiao or something like that, or Jake Paul or something like that, and almost possibly ruined his whole legacy by having one L. You know what I'm saying? Like, he should have just stayed away. I don't know.
Well, I mean, like Cap, and I think where you're going with that is like I kind of feel how people felt when Tom Brady was with the Patriots for all those years, right? It's like just greedy. Like, and I guess when you're a competitor, I guess, but like, I just feel like I'm like, he got probably 4 or 5 kids. Like, bro, go home and be with your family, man.
You don't fuck with them.
Hey, I guess, bro.
You don't fuck with them.
At all.
I mean, yeah.
But just to recap this, Brady, your old ass should have stayed home. He would have been collecting checks, but I guess he wants to go out there and just, stack up the numbers.
No more money.
He don't need no more money. It's like LeBron. LeBron don't need no more money. And speaking of some basketball shit, because we're about to get into some basketball shit. Again, people, the Lakers suck. I'm just throwing it out there. Because, can listen? Can we get some help for LeBron? Like some real all stars, like real all stars. No disrespect to Russell Westbrook, because I don't want no smoke with Russell Westbrook, because he look like he want to fight everybody that's disrespecting his name.
As he
Russ,
should.
you still the
As he
man out
should.
there, but you just not the man right now. That's how it really is. And all jokes aside, but what is going on in New York? And Webb, you being a New York fan, we're gonna just breeze through this right quick. Kyrie Irving is not allowed to play any Brooklyn home games, but is allowed to play at the Madison Square Garden in a New York Knicks game. They're not that far from apart from each other, right? This is at this point, I just feel like they're just trying to make an example out of Kyrie, just because he's not getting the vaccine. Think about it, bro. No, you really got to think about it. Barclay and Madison Square Garden are not that far from each other. They're like really not that far from each other, unless there's some type of zoning where they have this mass restrict, where they have like you gotta have vaccinated and do this. Like, bro, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of those NBA players who's really playing is not vaccinated, right? At all. Let's be honest.
I mean,
At this point, it's ridiculous, and it's only
So-
New York.
so like New York State was on fire
Still on fire.
during they were. I mean, like maybe not as much, but New York was. I mean, as we all know, New York was on fire with COVID, right? And when New York is shut down, it's not only bad for New York; it's bad for all of us, right? That's the stock market. That's our retirement. That's, you know what I'm saying? That we can go on and on and on about why New York is, for the most part, the center of the world, right? From a financial perspective, all that, right? And so, as they should, New York legal heads and senators and politicians are like, we ain't messing around with COVID. We ain't messing around with another shutdown. And so we about to shut it down, and private businesses, you got to do this. Number two, what they're not going to do is be told by a public figure like an athlete who has a lot of influence what to do. And so that's
what
like
about-
the whole I don't know. It's
But the fans no longer need to be vaccinated to be
Right.
So what do you say about that?
He was right there courtside watching the game,
The fans
was
do
right
not
there
need to be
courtside.
vaccinated,
chilling in street clothes when he could have been out there.
which was the rule that prevented him from playing home games in the first place. Was the rule that you need to be vaccinated to be in the building?
Listen, I'm not saying I agree with it. What I'm saying is they're still doing that same thing to people who work in private
They're
business.
making him. They're literally making him an example in front of the public, in front of everybody. He's
Well,
literally an
he
example,
won't be-
bro.
Because he got a patty and Webb don't have here.
That's probably what's
basically. He won't be the only one that's being made an example of.
bro. You know what's
When-
crazy about it?
Hold on.
Go ahead.
So like when the baseball season starts after spring training,
We can talk
right.
about that in a second.
you know what
Screw
I'm saying? Those guys gonna be the same ones.
But
being put on
baseball
pressure.
all last season was cut short or postponed because half the motherfuckers had COVID. They just nasty. That's one thing. All right. Two, nobody gives a damn about baseball. I'm sorry again, because
Baseball's a good sport.
baseball is a pastime sport. Key word, past. All right, but see the shots that's going off. But I'm just saying, like, yo, they're making this man an example. He's literally Kyrie Irving, and when he does, what does he do? He goes out every night that he does play and drop damn near 60 fucking points a game.
Cooking.
Just to show the league what they're missing. You know the league. You know what Brooklyn is actually losing right now. They're not even thinking about it. If the league is all about money, Brooklyn, you're losing money not having Kyrie play. All right, you should be fighting for that, man. Yes, you are losing money. If Kyrie plays, all three, that whole team stacked together in Barclay, that whole arena will be sold out every night with the mask restrictions and everything going up. Stop playing with me.
I don't really agree that they're trying to make an example of him.
Bro,
I don't agree with that.
Bro, he was in street clothes. He's a professional athlete at his job on his day off, watching the game. Hey, what? Bro, if you don't get up and
I
work,
honestly believe that
if
it's
you
not
don't
that
get
big.
up and work, you're getting paid to play basketball in an arena full of other dudes that's not vaccinated. You chilling on the bench. He high five on his teammates, bro. He's right there high fiving his teammates.
It's kind of ridiculous. There's really no excuse. There's really no excuse for it.
Cap, you
There
know
is
what?
no. I don't know.
Play my theme music. I am done here. The NBA is fucking up. Somebody fantasy team is all jacked up. Thank God I didn't do NBA fantasy because I'd be pissed.
That could have been detrimental moment of the week for
Could've,
sure.
could've.
But Netflix decided to step up and show their ass, and Netflix
Show
is
they ass.
now testing their testing. This doesn't sound like a real sentence, but they're testing charging people for sharing passwords outside of their household. So Netflix is going to begin putting out a test to see how they can charge people who are sharing passwords essentially beyond their household. Now, this is detrimental moment of the week for a few reasons. This is clearly a money grab from Netflix. Like, they need money. It seems like they may not be doing well for some reason. I think the reason why they're not doing well is because their content is mid at best, especially the originals. A lot of just foreign movies on there. No one has really Netflix and chilled in years. You know, we're all hugged up to Hulu, parlaying on Prime or getting down to Disney Plus.
I
Well,
like the
and-
bars,
well-
yo.
Feel me?
You see the bars?
And
yo?
like, I just think that they're gonna lose a lot of subscribers. They've raised the price 3 times, and now they want to charge more. So, this is just not a really good move for them. Party done for Netflix.
Netflix. I need to say something. Like, bro, every time I go on that app, and I just like literally just scroll through and just like exit out the app because you really have nothing that's like engaging me to actually watch a movie. Like, I'll watch some of your movies that you probably drop. Like, all right, this is cool. Watch it. Might not hit, might hit, but it's like, bro, I'm not about to pay umpteenth amount of money for something I'm not really gonna watch much. You know what I mean? I'm on HBO Max. I'm on Hulu, like Cap said, but mostly Disney Plus because they got what you just lost. All the Marvel content, like
Disney Plus and Peacock pretty much got all of Netflix content that was their highest viewed shows.
Right. So what do you expect me to do now? To stay around with your Netflix originals? It's not. They're really not original. It's not really capturing. Unless you're talking about Umbrella Academy, because I fucks with Umbrella Academy on
It's
Hulu.
coming. Season 2 is shaky, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, that's but other than that,
Season 2 is shaky. Other than that, we're gonna quickly see what else we got on the timeline before we get up out of here. Ralph Lauren partnered up with Morehouse and Spellman to collab on clothing that is representative of a pretty historical time for the HBCUs. I think it's kind of cool. Webb, this is kind of down your alley. Any
I mean,
comments on
you
that?
know, like, I think-
didn't you wear those clothing back in the day?
say something really detrimental, and I'm gonna just say I did with a special person.
Ouch! Yikes!
Wow! Live on air.
Talking about your mother.
Wow! Make sure we
I'm
send this.
lashing out, folks. I'm
Make
lashing
sure we
out.
send this clip to Mama
So,
Dawson so she can hear.
I mean, honestly, I mean, like, I
Body
think
mouth.
it's great. I know people are looking at it like, wait, these dudes look like they're like in the 20s or whatever. But to me, it's giving off like, roaring 20s. Maybe not, Renaissance kind of stuff because that was the zoot suit really, but definitely giving off like this.
It's not boardwalk. It's not giving off like little boardwalk empire energy. No,
little bit, right? But it's this. But for me, it's like this glory and blackness and the resilience of being black, and it's beautiful. You can't, it is what it is. I mean, because you also think about too, like Ralph Lauren polo wasn't always, like
Very white.
yeah, very, very, yeah, it was.
Can
And I think that's the thing that we just got to look at it from that perspective.
one or two things. First off, I respect what they're doing. Second of all, I know they about to jack the prices up stupid high for the after closing. So I'm not around for it. It's about to be dumb high, bro.
Anyway, speaking of high, Lyft and Uber prices are rising. They are now adding a surcharge to accommodate for the rising gas prices. Any comment on that? Yeah, I don't Uber, so I think you're just leaving
I
it to
don't
me.
Uber. I
I think
Can
it's not
mean,
crazy. I mean,
so
it's not crazy. It's fair, but now there's going to be less people Ubering and
so
more people on the bus.
so if you, I'm just throwing it out there because I drive. I'm not gonna Uber, but since the payment plan is in effect now, what if you tell your Uber driver? What if you tell your Uber driver like, yo, bro, I throw a 20 on your payment right now.
Yo,
Think about it.
I'm not doing Uber on credit. Hell nah.
No,
nah.
like you don't got to do it on credit. You just tell the Uber driver like, listen, dog, take me where I need to go. I'll put 20 on your credit. You don't got to. You know what I mean? Just,
Nah, that's more money than you need,
but still, that's that. That's between them, not
it
me.
makes sense. It's just a sign of the times, and I think it's going to decrease the amount of rides. Like I take the bus to work, guys, because I'm a city slicker, and you try to drive into Boston, you're an idiot. So I take the bus into the city, and before the gas prices went up, I promise you, every morning I was one of maybe 2 people on the bus. Ever since the gas prices went up, there's at least 15, 20 people on the bus. Like it's
Yeah.
real.
You mad
know
at
what I'm saying?
somebody took
I
your,
am.
somebody took your favorite seat. They took your favorite seat, huh?
Thankfully, I'm one of the first stops though, so I still always get first pick on the seat. So I don't gotta worry about that. Because I would square up. Speaking of squaring up, Elon Musk wants to square up with Putin. Elon Musk is like, yo, Putin, let's end this and square up. Just like I was saying, it should just be a fight between the person who has a problem. You should be down to square up if you're gonna be a politician and you got beef. It should not have to do with innocent lives. It should be you. And Elon challenged Putin to a duel.
Is this gonna be like Rocky versus what's her name from you? What's it? What's that dude? I can't remember the Russian name in the Russian dude name in Rocky, but yeah, that's what it looked like to me.
I don't really remember too much of Rocky.
Yeah, I didn't really rock with Rocky, but
Rocky was hard.
Rocky, that was a bar.
Speaking
Speaking of Rock, Barack caught the vid, huh? Shout out to Barack. Hopefully you're doing okay.
Shout out to Barack for keeping the vid. Wait, why we
Not shout out to him. I'm shout out to him. Hope you're doing well.
Oh, like the way it sounded after you said it, like you.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to transition into.
Right, like you said Barack got the vid. Shout out to him. Like what?
Did I?
Yes. That's like what? Like we celebrate that shit like crazy. Yo, wow.
Maybe I did. Yo, I'm ready to go.
Oh shit.
I gotta use the bathroom, trying to play video games. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to go.
Michelle
last but not least, you can unlock your iPhone now with your mask on. Anybody care?
As if you got a 12, I was told. So
if you got a 12, you have to have at least a 12.
I don't have a 12.
I have 11.
I have an X. I'm not fancy people. Yes.
I have a 13.
See, other than web, if we had sponsors, then that detrimental money can go to me getting a new phone. But since we don't have no sponsors, hint, hint, hint.
And with that, people, that is the Detrimental Podcast. We appreciate you for tuning in. This is the 50th episode. We've notoriously, for at least 45 other 50 episodes, forgotten a quote. Anything for the 50th? Any final words for the 50th?
If we go back to the beginning of it, man, we said on our first episode, if you, I can't say, not gonna say verbatim, but if you want to do something, start a business, a podcast, a blog, a creative Instagram, you gotta push the button.
Push the goddamn button.
And so I think shout out to many of our friends who are out there pushing the button. Don Coquito, Marcy Belton, all those folks out there that are doing stuff. I'm missing people, but that are just jumping out the gym, pushing the button and making something happen. Shout out to us for making this happen and anybody else who's thinking about it. So just push that button, man. And I'm sorry if I forgot somebody. I know I forgot somebody.
Somebody gonna body you in the comments just forgetting about them. What about me? Go bald-headed Husky. He'll call you Husky.
Bald-headed Husky. Damn. But yeah.
Take it out, you. I'm good, bro.
Hey yo. Another good episode. Episode 50. This feels good, fellas. I'm proud that we made it this far. Shout out to Dami G because he would have been here right here. Say But you know the deal. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend to tell a friend. Cap is very popular. He knows people, so Cap, you tell some people to tell some people. Web, I don't know. You can probably use smoke signals. I don't know how you used to do back in your days, but
Morse code. Man.
Morse code, yeah, right? Do
bro.
it all, baby. Do it all. But yeah, we here, people. We here for you, and hopefully we come back. Episode 51 will be a bomber. Drop bombs on them like Flex did, and hopefully Dom come back. Really miss my guy, and I gotta ask him questions about all that money that he threw to the LA Lakers. It's all gone for no reason. But Cap, you know the deal. Tommy G always says love around this time.
All right, we got.